Now we are in question number 10. Okay, so this question number 10 is about endorsement. So here three parties will be involved: drawer, drawee, and endorsee. You are already familiar with drawer and drawee, these two parties. Okay, drawer and drawee. But there is one more party also, that is uh, endorsee. Okay, now let me give you an example before I start with this particular question. Let's say that I come to your shop, okay, and I purchase a bottle of water for 20 rupees, and I don't have money with me. Okay, so I said that I'll pay you after 3 months, and I'm ready to accept the bill, whatever you prepare for me. That is writing a promissory note. So I gave that, and you also agreed to it. Okay, so I will pay you after 3 months, but after a month, okay, your creditor, okay, who supplies water to you, came and said that you must pay off your debt. You have a due, you have a balance of 20 or 50, whatever. Okay, the amount, it can be fluctuating, but in this particular question number 10, since the amount is same, okay, that is the date amount. So let us say that your supplier of water came to you and said that you have a due of rupees 20. Until and unless you clear the due, I will not supply water to you. Okay, so you cannot pay to him immediately because you also don't have the money, and you cannot ask the money from me because we have an agreement that I will pay you after 3 months. Okay, so what will you do at this point of time? You will endorse the bill to your water supplier. You will say that at the moment I don't have money with me, but I have a bills receivable. So you take this bill. So will you accept the bill? So it depends upon that particular person. But remember that according to the Negotiable Instrument Act, okay, 1881, Section 5, bills of exchange is a financial instrument and can be used for deferred payment and receipt. So it can be used to make the payments. Okay, but on maturity, it's to be honored. Okay, on maturity, the drawee must pay the money. Okay, you have to honor the bill. Okay, you can exchange the bill of exchange. So you will pay a bill of rupees 20 to your water supplier, and your debt will be 0. Okay, so this is how you will clear your debt. By debt, I mean DEBT. Okay, not date, DATE. I'm referring to date, DEBT. Okay, pronunciation is same because in that B will be silent. Okay. Anyway, so let's start with the question. On 1st April, Sachin accepts in favor of Achin. So Sachin is accepting, which means Sachin is a drawee and Achin is a drawer. A bill of exchange for rupees 2000 at 3 months. On 1st May, just after 1 month only, Achin endorses it to Naveen in settlement of a date of an equal amount. On due date, the bill was honored by payment. So you are supposed to write the necessary journal entries in the books of Achin, Sachin, and Naveen. Okay, so here are three parties involved: drawer, drawee, and endorsee. Okay, so let us start with the journal entry of drawer. The first entry is very simple: bills receivable account debit to drawee's account. Okay, so Sachin is a drawee. But after a month, you can read the question. On 1st May, Achin endorses it to Naveen. So Achin now is endorsing the bill to Naveen to settle a date of an equal amount. Okay, so In this particular case, Naveen account debit to bills receivable account. So why Naveen account debit? Because Naveen is accepting the bill. He is receiving the bill. So personal account, debit the receiver. And we are settling off this asset, bills receivable. So hence it's to be now credited. Okay, so here it was debited, now it has been now credited. Okay, so this is how your asset will be completely set off, and through this particular transaction we can clearly say that Achin has cleared his due to Naveen, rupees 2000 rupees. Okay, so this is in the books of drawer. Okay, very simple. Now let's go to the books of drawee. So drawee is also known as the acceptor. Okay, so since Sachin was an honest person, okay, he didn't become insolvent, he didn't go into bankruptcy, so he honored the bill on maturity. So in the books of drawee, the entries will be same as it is, like in question number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so entry will be same. In this particular case, drawee will have no what do you say? Uh, I mean, uh, the entries will not be different. Okay, just because of the endorsee out here, just because of the presence of Naveen, just because Achin uh, endorsed the bill to Naveen, journal entries of drawee will not be affected. It will remain constant. It will remain same as it is, and on the maturity date, it will be honored. Okay, so it was honored by Sachin. Now let's see this question. Sorry, this in the books of Naveen, that is the endorsee, to whom the money is actually paid. Yeah, by the way, here, whenever Sachin is making the payment, okay, Sachin is not making the payment to uh, this person, Achin. Sachin is actually making the payment to Naveen. Okay, when the bill is actually endorsed, it will be informed to the drawee. Okay, so whenever you in that particular example, whenever you endorse the bill to your water supplier, you will inform me that I have endorsed your bill to my water supplier, so you make the payment to him after 2 months. Okay, because 1 month you already waited for me. Okay, so in this case also, Achin will inform Sachin. But as I said, journal entries will not be affected in the books of drawee because it will remain same as it is. Okay. Now, in the books of Naveen, now Naveen is actually accepting the bill. So it's sorry, it will be bills receivable account debit to Achin account. Okay. And when the bill is actually honored on the maturity date, it will be bank account debit to bills receivable account. Okay, if you have a closer look at these journal entries, these two journal entries, you will see a similarity. Similarity of what? Similarity in the books of drawer. Sorry, yeah. In the books of endorsee, the entries will be just recorded as the drawer. Okay, like in the normal case, that is 5, 6, 7. Okay, maybe question number 8 also. I haven't read the question. So this was your question number 10. Okay, I hope you understood this question. Now you can try question number 11 and 12, okay, by yourself. Now let us go to question number 13. Okay. So this question number 13 is about the discounting of bill. Now, what's that? Uh, let's say, okay, let's stick to the same example. Same that I came to your shop and I purchased a bottle of water for rupees 20, and I said that I will pay you after 3 months. Okay, so the bill was drawn. But after a month, your water supplier came to you. Okay, and he's saying that you must clear off your debt, otherwise I will not supply the water. And you said that I have a bill. Will you please accept the bill? And he said, no, I don't know that man. I don't know who is that Pratik. So you keep that bill with you only. Now, in that case, what you will do, like what you can do is you can discount that bill with the bank. Okay. Now you will approach the bank. Okay. And you will say that you have a bill with you of rupees 20, and the bank will say yes. Why the bank will say yes? Because bills of exchange is a financial instrument. Remember, according to Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, okay, section 5. Now, whenever the bill is actually discounted by the bank, some money they charge. Okay, so this is called the discounting charges. Okay, so that rate, it will be different. Okay, it varies from one bank to the other bank, because some are private and some are public. Okay, and it varies from bank to bank. Now, yeah, but however, banks also, they have to follow the guidelines of RBI. Okay, there is a maximum slab. I don't know. Actually, at the moment, I will have a look and let you know. Okay, so there is a maximum slab. Above that, they cannot charge that interest rate. Okay, I mean increase that interest rate. Okay, so let us see the question. On 1st April, Belani draws and Chulani accepts. So Belani is a drawer and Chulani is a drawee. Okay, the acceptor. A bill of exchange for rupees 6,500, payable in 3 months. Okay, fine. Now on 15th May, Belani, being in need of money, discounts the bill with his bankers at 5% per annum discount. Okay, but yeah, you should remember that you cannot discount your this bill anywhere else. Okay, you should have the bank account with that particular bank, and you must be the old customer. Okay, you just cannot simply go to any bank you like and discount the bill. Okay, yeah, when the bill is actually drawn and accepted, you know the entry: bills receivable account debit to drawee's account. But now, when the bill is actually discounted, the entry will be like this. See, this bills receivable, it will be in the credit side. Bank is also here, no issue, just like in the normal case. But this discount on bills will be there towards the debit side. Now, how will you calculate the discount? Remember that the bill was discounted on this date, on 15th of May. Now, this is your calculation. Rupees 6,500, this is the amount of bill. Okay, this is the discounting rate, 5%. Okay, and why 1.5 by 12? Why I have written? Because whenever you see a rate, okay, 5% per annum, which means per annum, which means you have to consider the time factor. If per annum is not mentioned, then the time factor will not be considered. Okay, but if PA or per annum is mentioned, then you must consider the time factor. Okay, and how many months are actually left to reach this maturity? See, the bill was drawn for 3 months. Okay, and it was drawn on 1st of April. So April, I mean May, June, July. So on July 4th, the bill will reach its maturity. Okay, but Belani already has waited for 1.5 months because it is the mid-May. Okay, on 15th of May, it is a mid-May. So the calculation will be very simple. April, full month. Okay, that is 1, and May, half month, that is 0.5. So 1 plus 0.5, it is equals to 1.5. Now the bill was actually drawn for 3 months. So that is 3. Okay, so now 3 minus 1.5, because still there is a time for maturity. And how many months are left? Actually, half of May, that is 0.5. Okay, and June, full month. So it is not that how many days the drawer has waited for the bill. It is actually about how many days are actually left. So how many days are left for the maturity? So you must write that particular date. Okay, you will start counting from the date of discounting of the bill till maturity. Okay, remember that. But in this we will not consider that grace period. Okay, excluding the grace period. So it will be 40.625. So you can round it off to 41. So the bank will give you 6,459, and they will deduct 41 as the discounting charge. Okay, because the bank is discounting the bill before the maturity. They are giving you the money that you want before you reach the maturity date of the bills. Okay, so the bank will also and actually the bank is providing you the service, isn't it? So the bank will deduct some amount. Okay, you can try these questions 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, you can try. All these questions are quite now same only. It is similar. Like question number 16 and 17, they are similar. If you see this properly, it's all about mixed up. Okay, all the questions are mixed out here. Like question number 16, 16a, the bill was retained by P till maturity. So this case is just like question number 5 and 7. I think, yeah, 7. Point B, I mean the question number B, 16b, the bill was endorsed to R at once. So this is just like question number 10. And question number 16c, the bill was discounted at once with the bank at 12% per annum. Okay, so it is just like question number 13. So the questions are mixed up out here. Okay, so you can solve up to question number 18. Please practice the questions. Please pass the journal entries, and if there is any kind of trouble, please let me know.